Today I'm going to explain every feature HighLevel has to offer, so hopefully you can make a decision on whether this is software for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Clay Lawrence. I've been using HighLevel for over 4 years. I've helped over 500 businesses use HighLevel in their business, and I've also helped over 1,000 people start their own business using HighLevel. And as you can see, HighLevel's got a summit coming up this year, the Level Up Summit. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom where people that aren't very important are, you can see, I'm just kidding, everybody else here is important, I'm just joking. Yeah, you can see I'm going to be speaking at the HighLevel Level Up thing. I know a little bit about what I'm talking about when it comes to HighLevel, and so let's dive in. So an important thing to note about HighLevel is you have kind of two views. You have the agency view, which is basically pulled out where you can see all your customers, you can see all your different sub accounts and stuff, and then you have the sub account view. And so you'll spend the vast majority of your time under the sub account view, so that's where we're gonna spend most of our time today. But a couple things to know about the agency view is basically that you can come and see all your different clients. You can manage settings at the agency level, so if you wanna turn on AI review responses or AI employee, or you wanna manage email, or you wanna manage billing, or anything that's kind of at the agency level that's zoomed out, not in a particular business, then you'll do it here in the agency view. You can see in agency view, if you click on sub accounts, you'll be able to see all the sub accounts that you serve. And when you actually click into a sub account, it'll look like this, right? So the first thing we'll cover is the Launchpad. So the Launchpad's purpose is to help when you're onboarding a customer, when you're helping somebody get set up with HighLevel, or you're trying to set your own business up with HighLevel, the Launchpad is made to make this easy. So they also have a newer version of this, but basically all you're doing here is you're connecting your Google Business profile, you're connecting your Facebook so that when you get a new lead from Facebook ads, it comes into the system automatically, or if someone Facebook messages you, it comes into the unit inbox where all your conversations come into one spot. More on that later. Here you can connect a chat widget to your site, so somebody can message you from a site, it comes into the unit box, it goes to an app on your phone, and you get notified. Here you can integrate WhatsApp, connect your Stripe account so you can have all your payments in here as well. You can have the card on file, you can have certain payment plans, you can attach the Stripe to a checkout page on a funnel if you're doing some e-commerce stuff. Here you can create some listings for your business, so it's like citations, so it should help your business rank better for local SEO and stuff like that. You can connect your WordPress, and you can also easily add team members. So once again, think of the Launchpad as exactly that. It's supposed to help you get off the ground, get launched, and kind of get things connected. The next thing we'll dive into is the dashboard. So the cool thing about dashboards is they're totally customizable. So you can click on Edit Dashboard up here, and then you can add a new widget. So if you want to add, visitor data from your funnel, you can add basically funnel data to the dashboard. And now they even have pre-built templates, right? So I can click here, I can add another dashboard, and I can choose from a template, right? So I want to let's look at appointment dashboard to see how things are going with our appointments. What's the show up rate? What's the close rate? All that stuff. Boom, you can see that here in a clean dashboard. And so these are super customizable. You can change the colors, all that sort of stuff. And the data that you're seeing from this dashboard is going to be coming from other places, right? So it's important that you understand that this dashboard is basically a reflection of the other things that are going on in your account. And so to make sure the proper data is being displayed here, you're going to make sure you're using the appointments feature and the opportunities feature correctly so that you're displaying good data. The next thing let's talk about is conversations. So conversations is really important here. Basically what this is that it's a unibox. They call it the unibox. So basically a universal inbox where everything can come into one place. This is so important as a business owner online in 2025 because you got the Facebook messengers, you got your Instagram DMs, you got WhatsApp, text messages, you got calls, you got emails, and you can put all of this into one place so your customer communication is clear. And then even from there, now we'll go into automations later, but you can automate messages through there. You can use AI to respond to them, all this sort of stuff, but it puts all your conversations in one spot. And so if we just demo a contact here, you'll spend a lot of time on this view if you actually operate your business through HighLevel properly. And so you can see, you can adjust the contact information, you can adjust their time zone, you can go ahead and book an appointment. So you click here, you can go ahead and add them to a calendar. Once you have all your stuff connected, down here you're able to just toggle between email, WhatsApp, SMS, Facebook Messenger, all that sort of stuff right in one place so you don't have to hop around to 10 different softwares. If we go into this manual actions tab up top, all this means is from the automations workflow, you can basically add in manual actions if certain things happen. So it's like, hey, this person opted in yesterday, manual action is for the appointment setter to call them. Snippets are basically just templates that you can use for text. If you send the same text over and over again, you can use snippets. And trigger links are really important because trigger links allow you to track whether a link has been clicked and who clicked the link, right? So what a trigger link is basically I can put the link that I want to track and then it's going to wrap it in the trigger link. And so you are actually able to change the URL in the trigger link. That's a video for another day. But what it's going to do is going to have a unique ID on that trigger link for every contact. And so if that link is clicked, it's associated with the contact, and then you can fire off automations for it, right? So a cool use case of this is like, let's say you're sending out follow-up emails, right? Maybe they're long-term nurture emails and these are all your leads from the last year, and for some reason somebody clicked on a call to action in your email and you use a trigger link for that. Now you can have in your CRM or your team, you can have a notification that says, hey, such and such is now a hot lead. So right, they were a cold lead. Quick interruption here. If you're considering HighLevel, feel free to sign up with my link down below in the description. You'll get an extended 30-day trial and you'll get access to all my bonuses, right? So you'll get access to my community, my snapshots, hours and hours of training, and you'll get access to 750 other people who are using HighLevel. We have 3 coaching calls a week, 2 of them with me, and we're happy to help you out wherever you are. I really appreciate you. It's just the first link in the description. It really helps out support the channel. Back to the video. We've been sending follow-up communication. Now they clicked on a link. Now they're interested, a great time to call. And that way you can just get insight into, hey, who are the warm leads? Who's most likely to close? Next, calendars. Calendars are pretty clear. You can see you can add a calendar. So I don't have any calendars added here yet, but you can add your demo calendar, onboarding calendar, sales calendar. You can connect your Zoom account. You can connect your Google Meet account. You can connect it to your Google Calendar or your Outlook calendar so it checks availability automatically. It's just like Calendly. It's even has more features than Calendly, honestly, with all the back end of HighLevel. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Embedding a calendar is pretty simple as well. You can just either embed the embed code, so it'll give you embed code. You can paste it onto the site, or you can just use the link and send people to the link after they click a button. Connections here, this is pretty self-explanatory. It's like you can connect your Zoom account, or you can connect your Google Calendar, or you can connect your Google Meet so that it dynamically generates a link and dynamically checks your availability before somebody books on your calendar. So this is the contacts page. This page is very robust. It can do a lot of things. One thing we're talking about is smart list and tags, right? And so if you've got 1,000 contacts in here, what you're able to do is you're able to create a smart list that dynamically updates. So basically your appointment setter or somebody in your team or yourself, you could come in here and say, here's our warm leads for the day, right? And basically that could be dynamic so that some actions that have been taken, let's say we can go to more filters, we can do latest activity. Last activity was less than 7 days ago, and now we can see kind of who are fresh leads, right? Or you can do if they have a certain tag. So and they also have a tag. Tag is you do a list of tags, or tag is awesome sauce. You can do that here. Once you create the filters you want, you can save it as a smart list. You can title the smart list. And then up there at the top, you'll be able to just dynamically toggle between these lists. It makes it really, really easy for actually operating the business. It's super functional, so that's awesome. You can obviously update contacts, export contacts, import contacts. You can do all that here. Bulk actions is like, let's say you delete all your contacts or you're uploading contacts. You can kind of get insight into what that looks like, what the status is, what ones failed, why they failed. Restore contacts is basically just if you delete a contact, you can go back and restore it. Tasks, this is once again kind of manual actions, so you can add tasks to follow up with somebody, add tasks to do something on their account for onboarding, etc. Companies is basically just another level of contacts, right? So you can assign contacts to a company if you work in a B2B space where you're working with maybe 10 people from the same company. You can assign them all to the same company. And then manage smart lists is just where you can just delete smart lists and stuff like that. All right, so the opportunity pipeline. So the opportunity pipeline is pretty simple. Basically, it's just a spot where you can manage your opportunities or your leads, and you can create new pipelines. So let's just go ahead and create a new pipeline real quick. Let's create a new pipeline. We're gonna call it sales pipeline, and basically here's an example. We've got a Facebook lead, we've got a warm lead, we've got a sales call booked, we've got closed. There we go, just to keep it simple. And from there, you can see if we click into the review pipeline, the sales pipeline here, you're able to automatically, when a lead comes into the system, you're able to automatically generate an opportunity and then kind of drag it from place to place to place, right? And so you can see we have our opportunity here. We can drag it from stage to stage. Let's say that we lose the opportunity, they're not interested. You can go ahead and mark it as lost. What this does is it updates your conversion rate in your dashboard so you can see what percentage of leads are you closing or opportunities are you closing, so it's really simple. Next thing is payments. So if we go into payments, this is obviously relatively self-explanatory. It's all about your payments, right? So it's important to have Stripe or Square or whatever payment processor you're using integrated into here. But yeah, you can send automated invoices, you can send automated documents and contracts where people can sign them to maybe sign up for your agency. You can have orders, subscriptions, like you can do the whole e-com stuff. It's a bunch here, honestly, and it would take 30 minutes just to go into this payment section. But the gist of it is you can connect your payment processor, you can collect payments in HighLevel, you can kind of see everything. You can even actually do tap to pay on the Lead Connector app now. So if you download the Lead Connector app, someone can tap their phone to, someone can tap their card to your phone and you can collect payment that way. So super robust payment system, and you can get that integrated just directly through HighLevel. So it's talking to all the other stuff. That's something that I always like to explain to people with HighLevel is that HighLevel might not be the absolute best at every single feature, but it is like really freaking good and it's all in one place, which is so valuable because like the amount of stress and overhead that goes into trying to connect all of your different pieces and how often they break, we're figuring out why things aren't tracking properly or whatever, just having everything in one place is an absolute game changer. Next, we have the marketing tab. So in the marketing tab, you can connect your social media accounts. And here you can automatically post reviews. You can schedule out content for a year. You can schedule out videos. You can connect Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those different accounts. You can create a calendar in here and kind of manage it that way. You can create email campaigns and send out and then see statistics of how many people opened them, how many people clicked, etc. Here's another place to manage your snippets. You can create countdown timers. This is just like if you want to put a timer because you're running a special at the end of New Year's and you want to make sure that timer looks the same everywhere, right? You can create a timer and put it certain places on the emails, on websites, etc. Trigger links we already talked about. Affiliate manager. This is where you can create your own affiliate program. Isn't that crazy, right? So let's say that you are a local business that sells massages for $100 a month, and you can basically give somebody a link and then you can say, hey, I'll give you 20% of anybody you send our way, and then you can automatically pay out 20% to that person for every single person they send your way, right? So if they send 10 customers and they send you $1,000, you can automatically track that and pay out $200. Brand boards is where you can put in your brand colors, your brand identity, your all that sort of stuff, and then it can be consistent across the whole entire sub account. Ad Manager is a little bit more of an add-on. They do charge for Ad Manager, but what this is you just connect your ads account. They have templates. It makes it really easy to get set up and start running ads, and then you can track everything in the dashboard. You can stay in HighLevel, never have to go anywhere. I have never personally used this, just to be honest, but I've heard good things about it. The next thing is automation. This could be a 8-hour-long video. It's basically just how you automate anything in HighLevel. Like HighLevel can automate almost anything you want. I've built some wacky stuff. And so basically you have a workflow, you have a trigger, so you have something that happens in HighLevel that can be tracked, or you can use Zapier or something to tie in other stuff to trigger it off of other software as well if you need to. And then from there, you can take about hundreds of actions, and they even have a marketplace now where people are adding actions. You can update custom fields, you can update notes on a contact, you can update an opportunity, you can mark an opportunity as one, you can book an appointment, you can send a reminder, you can send an email, yada, yada. It goes on forever. A whole nother video on that, but just know anything you want to automate in HighLevel, you can pretty much do here. Like including AI stuff. You could move a transcript in here, you could get AI or ChatGPT to summarize it, and then you could get it, and then you can automatically add that summary to the notes. So anytime someone's talking to that customer, they have the notes of the summary of the last call. Next, we have sites. So sites is websites, funnels, blogs, webinars, analytics. I mean, it goes on, but basically think about a funnel as just a landing page, right? So you can build out landing pages. You can create, upsell funnels. You can create lead magnet funnels. You can create, you can collect payment there. You can do VSL funnels, booking funnels. You can do everything, and they also have a decent amount of templates for it, right? So if we just go to marketing, we choose the template, you can see we already have this VSL funnel built out for us. It's pretty much a drag and drop editor. You can change stuff. It's relatively easy to use, honestly. It's a little bit of a learning curve if you're used to something like Wix or WordPress or something, but honestly, I prefer way more than WordPress. But yeah, pretty easy to use. Funnel Builder is the same as the website builder is, but obviously a website is just more pages, stuff like that. Stores is for like e-commerce stuff. I've personally never used it before, so not much to say here. Webinars, obviously, it's exactly what it sounds like. You can create a webinar funnel where you get people to sign up and register, you send them automated reminders, you get them to show up for the webinar, and you sell them something. You can track all the analytics on that and automate a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Analytics, this is basically just showing the views on your funnel, the conversion rate, all that sort of stuff. You'll also be able to drill down into funnel-specific metrics, right? So you can go to a specific funnel and see what the conversion rate is, what the views are. You can add a blog to your website, so you can easily create new blog posts and add those to your website. You have seamless WordPress hosting. I've never used that before, but I know a lot of people do. You have a client portal. Basically what this is like if you are an agency or you want to give like a way for somewhere to log in and see stuff, you can create a client portal. They also have memberships, which we'll talk about later, courses, etc. But yeah, Forms, you'll spend a lot of time in forms. Forms are super powerful. I love forms. I use forms internally to operate our business all the time. Like if we have a process we have to do, I make people fill out a form for it so we can automate a whole bunch of stuff on the back end, right? And so these forms can be easily embedded on sites using like a custom embed. You're able to create completely custom fields. So if you don't have a field that you need by default, let's say we need to create one, we can create one and just say, how does your breath smell? Maybe you're selling something for breath. And then they can tell us how bad their breath smells. I haven't brushed my teeth this morning yet. I'm just kidding, cut that. So if you need to ask super custom questions or you need them to upload documents or anything, you can do that all through a form, right? So if we want to add a specific question, we can add a single line question here. We can say, how does your breath smell? And they can tell us how their breath smells, and then there you go. But like I said, integrating these onto a site are pretty seamless. You can do a pop-up, you can do an inline where it's basically on the page. You can move it over from the sidebar. And once this form is submitted, no matter whether it's on a Wix site or a WordPress site, all that information is going to automatically go into HighLevel, and then you can trigger automations off of it. So surveys are like forms, but basically they're kind of one at a time. You kind of click through and you can qualify and do custom conditional routing and all that sort of stuff. So if you want to ask a survey and somebody says, how'd you like our business? And they said 4, then you can ask them to explain why. Or if they ask 10, you can take them to leave a review or whatever you wanted to do. Quizzes are basically where you can kind of quiz people on a funnel to try to qualify them or give them a score. And so it's a little bit more customizable than surveys because you have that kind of right answer, wrong answer results. Chat widget is what goes at the bottom corner of your site where it pops up and people can automatically text you. So you can just add a chat widget to any site. So you can see here's an example of one. Hey, how can we help you? You can collect contact information, or now you can even have like a live chat widget where you have AI responding back and forth with it. But if you just want to collect leads, you can just text them back immediately from the Lead Connector app. QR codes, this is pretty self-explanatory. You're able to add in a link and then dynamically generate a QR code for that link, and then you can print it out and paste it everywhere if you need people to scan something in person or in a brick and mortar store. So the membership panel. So once again, we have the client portal. Kind of already touched on this. This is mainly if you want to just like give your clients a place where they can look at stuff. And then you have courses, right? So you can sell courses where you have modules and trainings and all that sort of stuff, and you can admit people to it and remove them from it if payments don't go through, etc. So you can create as many courses as you want here. You have communities, basically like a school group or like a Facebook group, but a little bit more focused with that, like the Facebook ads and all that sort of stuff. And so you can create a community and invite people to it and charge for it if you'd like to. Credentials, this is basically saying you can give out certificates or badges if people do complete a course or do certain things, which is really cool. And then the GoCloud Marketplace is a place where you can kind of add on apps to your community, right? So if you need to kind of customize your course experience or customize the course, the community, you can do that through the GoCollab Apps Marketplace. Marketplace was something HighLevel really emphasized last year at the summit, where they're saying, hey, we're trying to build the best features we can. We know we can't build everything, so we're going to introduce an app marketplace so other people can build the things y'all need. Media storage, self-explanatory. You can add photos, files, all that stuff in folders here, and you can even connect it to your drive so you have that all in one place. Reputation, this is my little baby right here. This is how I've made over $35K per month just helping local business owners get Google reviews for the last couple years. Here in Reputation, you can connect their Google business profile, you can connect their Yelp account, whatever, and you can kind of track how many reviews you're getting them. You can kind of do this through their native features, right? So you can automatically request reviews with a text, with an email. You can customize the messaging, you can send out personalized images. I have a whole bunch of other videos on that, and you basically plug into their CRM, so it all happens automatically in the background, and then they pay you like $250 a month just so you can help them get more reviews, because this helps them rank higher on Google, get more customers, all that sort of stuff. You can even automatically respond to the reviews using Reviews AI. You can automatically repost these reviews under the marketing panel. You can connect their social media accounts and automatically post their 5-star reviews on social media for them. You can integrate with a whole bunch of different review sites. And so it's really cool. You'll be able to see all your requests that have gone out. You can see the reviews that you've gotten once you connect your Google Business Profile. And then also you have widgets that you can embed onto their site, right? And so if they've got a whole bunch of great reviews, they can add those to their site, so they automatically go there, and it increases the conversion rate on their site. One thing I skipped over because I didn't have it turned on in the sub account, but now I got it turned on, is obviously AI agents. This is the future. Like, there's nothing we can do about it, guys. This is taking over. And so in AI agents, it's actually insane what you could do. I wish there wasn't so much like sensitive information in my own sub account. Maybe I'll figure out a way to kind of show y'all how we use it in our own sub account, but it's so cool what you can do with the knowledge base now. Like you can add the name to it, and then you can just get it to scrape a URL, right? So let me go ahead and create a knowledge base real quick. Let's just test. And let's say you have like a website, or you have YouTube videos, or you have like a help center. You can basically just add a source. We're gonna do a web crawler here. You'd be able to add that URL, or you can add all the paths with that URL, and then boom. Now it has all the information it needs to help respond to clients automatically, suggest responses. It's absolutely insane. Obviously they have voice AI now too, answering the phone. Like once again, this is a completely separate video, but the stuff that you can do with this AI is just insane. Like it can save you so much time. It's just making sure you use it the right way, right? People are like, oh, this stuff sucks, or oh, this stuff's amazing. And it just always depends on how you use it, how you train it, the information you give it, how patient you're being with it, to know like, okay, well, it messed up. Well, it's messing up because it's doing exactly what it's trained to do. And so I need to train it to do something else, right? So just taking some personal accountability. A lot of people don't do that nowadays. Anyways, if we go to app marketplace, this is like I told y'all earlier, last year, HighLevel really pushed the app marketplace saying, hey, we're trying to build as many great features as we can, but we know we can't build it all. So we're gonna let other people build stuff, and you can pay them to do it, and you can build it on top of our platform. And so app marketplace, you can find a whole bunch of add-ons to do iMessage texting, to do whatever you wanna do. So that's basically it for the sub account, but let's go into the sub account settings. In here, you'll just find basic info about the sub account. So you could add in business information, their address, all that sort of stuff. You can add billing information here. So you can have a card on file for their client. You can charge them, and they can see kind of their wallet and transactions and how much they've spent. You can add staff members, right? So you can add more people to it so they can get in here and do stuff on your behalf. Opportunities and pipelines is just some high-level setting stuff. Automation, once again, this is like if notifying you if something fails in a workflow. Do you want that to happen? Do you want it to pause? Calendars, here's where you can create calendars, adjust the settings. Conversation AI, what we talked about, whole other video, but you can adjust settings here. You can adjust your knowledge base. A lot of this is just like those features we already saw, and then kind of a back-end setting feature for it. Voice AI agents, email services, this is important. I have a whole nother video set on how to set this up. Just look on my channel for how to make sure you never land in spam again. But you can set up a dedicated domain, connect it to your domain so it's coming from there, and make sure that you do a couple things on the DNS records to make sure they go into the inbox and they don't go to spam. Phone numbers, A2P compliance, purchasing a phone number, getting it verified. They've made it pretty easy. Getting an A2P verified for your own business is relatively easy through HighLevel, but when you're doing it for your customers, that can be tricky because you'll probably need them to get on a call or something like that. There are workarounds. I have other content on that on my channel. WhatsApp, connect your WhatsApp account so you can message people through WhatsApp. Objects, this is kind of probably one of the most complex parts of HighLevel. Basically, think about it. If you are a golf cart rental company, you can create custom objects to basically track which golf cart is with each contact. That's just an example, but there's hundreds of different things you could do with this. Custom fields, these are cool. Custom fields are unique per contact, right? So if you think about, we have Clay Lawrence in the system, and let's say we are, once again, go back to a vet example. You're a vet and your dog's name is Joey. You can have a custom field that says, contacts, pet name, right? And so that's custom field, it's custom to Clay, right? When Sally comes in and her cat's name is Kitty Cat, then she'll have a custom field name that's different from mine, right? So it's important to know that custom fields are different per contact, and you can add as many as you want here and title them whatever you want, and you can even trigger automations off them, all that sort of stuff. Now, custom values are basically default for the sub account. So I could create a custom value like May promotion. So you can see I'm making the May promo custom value. What the custom value is going to entail is a happy summer special, right? So now what you can do is in your email follow-up, on your website, on your text follow-up, you can just copy this key, and then that's everywhere across the sub account. And if you need to change it to, back to school special, it's also going to change all those emails, right? So it can save you a whole bunch of time on onboarding customers because you can just kind of put custom values and change stuff out for a new customer. Or if you're constantly running promos and stuff like that, custom values are clutch because you can have the same marketing emails, you just change the promo name, right? Manage scoring. This is basically lead scoring. So it's figuring out like if somebody responds, we add a point to them. It's basically just to keep track of what are the qualified leads, what are the people we should be going after, who should be spending most of our time on. Domains and URL redirects. Now you can purchase domains through HighLevel. You can transfer domains into HighLevel, and you can transfer domains out of HighLevel. And so you can purchase domains in here and host your websites on them, all that sort of stuff. All natively, they're here now. Integrations, once again, this is similar to the Launchpad where you can connect your QuickBooks account, Google Calendar, Google account, Google Business Profile, all this stuff you can connect in here so that everything's talking to one another and everything is in HighLevel. So you can just connect stuff here. Private integrations, not too familiar with this. Sounds like you can build out something custom if you need to integrate. Tags, these are pretty simple. You can add specific tags to a contact. So let's say somebody was aggressive, you could add the tag aggressive, or somebody was in a certain state you don't serve, you could add that tag. And that way you can segment customers really easily and make sure that you're serving everyone the best you can. Labs, what Labs is it's basically a place where you can turn on new beta features. So you can come into Labs, see what new features you have access to, and then you can go ahead and turn that on and you'll get access to it. You'll also see normally in here, they'll have a date where it's like, hey, this is gonna roll out automatically in 60 days. If you want to just go ahead and test it out now, go for it. So these are your audit logs. You can figure out every action that's happened in your sub account right here. So you can see I just added that May promo as the custom value. It says Clay Lawrence added May promo as a custom value. It basically, anything that's happening, it's gonna be tracked here in the audit logs. And then lastly, we already talked about it, but brand boards just keep everything consistent for your branding, your colors, all that sort of stuff. So that was a lot. If you want me to do the same thing on the agency view, I can. But yeah, that's all the features in HighLevel. I tried to go through it as quickly as possible. No fluff, no baloney. If you're interested in using HighLevel, feel free to sign up with my link down below in the description. You'll get an extended 30-day trial and you'll get access to my community where we have 3 coaching calls a week, 2 of them with me, where we'll basically hop on and help you out with whatever you need. We have over 750 people in there killing it, making money with HighLevel, running their business on HighLevel, all that good stuff. So please sign up with that link down below. It does help support me, help support the channel, and helps me make more videos like this. If you enjoyed this video and you want to know how I make over 30K per month just helping local business owners with one simple automation, check out this video. It's a 9-hour video that goes into everything I do to get paid. Peace.